Hi everyone, Tony from Mac the Movies here. If you know me, you know I really like Jurassic Park. I have more than a couple of videos on the subject. I woke up this morning and I saw that the Jurassic World Rebirth trailer has just dropped. I haven't been following this one too closely. I only know a little bit. I know the original writer from the first movie is back. Gareth Edwards from Godzilla is directing. It seems like it's not a hard reboot. It's still in continuity, but it seems like they're getting away from the global dinosaur aspect. At least that's what I read. I know the story is about getting DNA from 3 large dinosaurs that are all on one island. And I know a little bit of the cast. That's all I know. So this trailer will be my first real look at the film. So I'm excited to see it. Let's get into it.
Dr. Henry Loomis, this is Zora Bennett.
Dr. Loomis? Like from Halloween?
Oh my God.
So we have some new sauropods with those weird spiky things on the back of their head. I've seen them in the Jurassic Park canon before. I think maybe in that mobile game that came out a few years ago. So yeah, I guess they're one of the largest dinosaurs that they got to get DNA from. Surprised they didn't bring back the Dreadnoughtus from the previous film. I think that was technically the biggest, but maybe this island just doesn't have it. Oh yeah, and the reason they need the DNA is for a medical breakthrough. I'm calling it now. It's not going to be a medical breakthrough. I'm guessing this guy hiring them for the mission is going to use it as like a bioweapon or something.
I can guarantee your safety. I mean, more or less.
So this guy's got to go to the island to pull this mission off, and the person who's going to be in charge of his safety is a tiny woman. I'm just kidding. It's Scarlett Johansson. We've been kind of conditioned to think that she's a badass. She's done a lot of action films over the years. So yeah, it's just kidding. Relax.
He's your guy?
We're the best.
Mahershala is in this? How did he have time to do this movie while also doing Blade?
This island was the research facility for the original Jurassic Park.
Okay. How many times are we going to do this? So the first Jurassic Park, we saw a big lab where they were growing dinosaurs. And we assumed that's where all the dinosaurs came from. And then the second movie went, nah, there's actually a second island, and that's where we made all the dinosaurs. And you're like, okay, I guess they did their research there and then moved them to the other island. And then the fifth movie went, nah, the actual research was done in the basement of a mansion. But now this is telling us that this island is where the original research was done. Is this Sorna? I don't think it's Sorna. They said it's by Barbados. I forget where Sorna was. How many secret labs are going to be the origin of the dinosaurs in this franchise? How far back are we going to go? Anyway, speaking of island, yeah, we're back to islands. Look, I know Fallen Kingdom was controversial. I dig the movie because it was getting weird. And I like the promise of dinosaurs just out in the world. Dominion kind of dropped the ball on delivering it. We got to see dinosaurs out in the world, but that movie had a lot of problems with production. I can't really hate that movie. I don't really enjoy it. I don't really watch it that much. But yeah, COVID kind of threw a monkey wrench in that whole thing. It would have been nice to see what that movie would have looked like had everything gone to plan. I'm not real excited about them going back to islands. We had 5 movies with that. I want to see them in different environments. I know Dominion dropped the ball, but I don't think we have to throw the idea of dinosaurs just out in the world just yet. Anyway, back to this. Okay, this is interesting. We're seeing an old temple, like an ancient temple. The Lost World Jurassic Park book did mention that Isla Sorna had an indigenous population at one point. I think there's a piece of text about how there was a stone structure. They had long since been gone. But that is an idea from one of the novels. The Jurassic Park game, which is no longer in continuity, I think even had a whole subplot where the main girl was one of Isla Nublar's indigenous population that Hammond and InGen kind of kicked off the island. So yeah, I like seeing, if we're going to go back to the jungle, this is giving us something new. We're spending more time in mountains and we're seeing cool ancient temples. I'd love to see dinosaurs running around ancient temples. Reminds me of Tomb Raider or Turok the Hunter. All right, so I'm liking this.
These dinosaurs were too dangerous for the original park.
Please don't say they're raptors. They're raptors.
Okay. These dinosaurs were too dangerous for the original park. You would expect to see a new scary dinosaur. And they immediately cut to a velociraptor, which was in the original park. Although, I mean, they're right. The raptors were too dangerous for the original park. They shouldn't have been there. The hell is that thing? It looks like a xenomorph. It looks like a monster you would see in Gears of War. I don't think that's a real dinosaur. I'm not up to date on dinosaurs. I'm not going to lie. If I had to guess, they're going back to the hybrid idea. So I'm going to guess this is some kind of weird mutant dinosaur thing. Which, fine. Look, my issue with Jurassic Park is the first film said everything they needed to say. It's a modern Prometheus Frankenstein story. We have this technology. Should we use it? What are the repercussions of using this new technology? We said everything we need to say, and yet they keep making sequels. So if you're gonna make sequels, get weird with it, I guess. Get weird, have fun. That's why I liked Fallen Kingdom. It was starting to get a little weird. I'm like, yeah, sure. Looks like they're going in that direction here. This thing looks terrifying, by the way. Looks scarier than the Indominus. But yeah, let's see if there's any more footage of it. Okay, so we got the Dilophosaurus back. Came back in the previous film. So we're getting to see more of that little guy. I'm only seeing CGI in this. If there's one thing I liked about Fallen Kingdom and Dominion, it was the use of animatronics and practical effects. Obviously, they were enhanced with CGI. In some cases, they painted over the animatronic with CGI, but it made it look better. Dominion, and I learned this from my good friend Clayton Fioriti, who I've done videos with, had a really cool Dilophosaurus animatronic, and then, like, it broke down or something, and they weren't able to use it in the movie. They had an animatronic, but it didn't look anywhere near as good as the test footage that they released. New design for the T-Rex. I mean, not a new design. It looks like the T-Rex, just a different color scheme, which is fine. It's not Rexy, which is good. And yeah, more footage of this mutant thing. Okay. We're seeing a T-Rex in the water. Are they going to do the raft scene? That is a scene from the novel, I believe. It's been a couple years since I read it. I believe that's a scene from the novel. It was definitely supposed to be in the original movie. They ended up not doing it. They ended up saving the idea and doing it in Jurassic Park 3 with the Spinosaurus, but it looks like they're going to take another crack at the T-Rex in the water raft scene. So yeah, we'll see what that's like. New design for the Spinosaurus. We get multiple Spinosauruses, but it's a new design. Looks a little bit closer to what it's supposed to look like. I wonder if the idea here is that they like bred the dinosaurs to look natural, which is what the last film was kind of implying, that they were like finally making the dinosaurs look how they're supposed to, because Henry Wu was a little crazy, made them scarier. The Spinosaurus in Jurassic Park 3 is absolutely terrifying, but it doesn't look like a real Spinosaurus. These look a little bit more accurate, and I believe this is a mosasaur. Hold on. Yes, that is a mosasaur. It looks a little bit smaller than the ones from the previous films, which again, this is more accurate. So yeah, I guess we have more accurate designs mixed with the classic Jurassic Park designs that they won't change because they sell too many toys. And there it is. It looks interesting. I like how colorful it is. I guess my one issue with some of the newer Jurassic World movies is that they were like a little gray, a little muddy, a little desaturated at times. The first Jurassic World is very blue. So I like how colorful this is. Gareth Edwards is great with creatures and special effects and visual effects. He struggles with characters sometimes. Like, I don't really like the characters in Rogue One or Godzilla. But he kind of turned things around with the creator, which I actually really enjoyed. So I'm excited to see that the franchise is in his hands now. The original writer coming back is pretty cool. It seems like a nice small story, whereas the last one went very big and kind of fell flat. This one seems a little bit more contained. And yeah, again, Jurassic Park does not need to be a franchise. It probably should have just been one movie. But there hasn't really been one that, like, made me miserable yet. At the most, they're entertaining. Yeah, that's all I got for you guys. I will be reviewing it this year on my podcast. If you're new here, I have a podcast. We have new episodes once or twice a week. At the very least, you get one every Monday. We talk about movies new and old. Sometimes we do live episodes. We even do live wrap-ups at the end of the month where we talk about all new releases. So yeah, check that out. We've done a couple Jurassic Park videos, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video. Check out my Jurassic Park review with Clayton Fioriti. That's a classic one. I think you guys would really enjoy that. And let me know in the comments, are you excited for Jurassic World Rebirth? Or did you tap out after Fallen Kingdom? Did Dominion let you down too much? Are you going to go see this, or are you going to wait till video? Let me know. I'm Tony from Act the Movies. Goodbye.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out our other videos and Patreon page.